Alright guys, it's Charlie Tango 1994 back with another YouTube video.
Most CB radios that have been produced over the years have been specifically designed for mobile use. For decades, CB radios have been most commonly found and used in vehicles of all shapes and sizes. From truckers to farmers and 4x4s to camper vans, the CB radio has been a regular fixture in all of these. Less common these days are the bigger brother of these radios, known as home base or base station radios. Along with the drivers of the CB world, there were many who had these home-based CB radios, usually in pride of place in their living room or kitchen, allowing them to speak with friends and neighbours with similar equipment in their own homes. These home-based CB radios tended to be much larger than their mobile counterparts, and most had additional features which their mobile brothers rarely came with. Most home-based CB radios have much larger front-facing speakers as well as headphone jacks, and most had integrated SWR meters and other features like RF gain and mic gain, which were generally only found on higher-end mobile CB rigs.
If you're new to this channel and would like to see more CB related videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button below and watch out for new videos uploaded every Wednesday. If you enjoy my videos, don't forget to hit the like button or leave me a note in the comments section. Also, if you're new to CB radio, watch this video through to the end to find out more about the free gift I offer to all of my subscribers.
The key differences with home-based CB radios and their mobile equivalents was their ability to plug directly into the electrical main supply, where mobile units were designed to run on 12 volts through a car battery. Most home-based CB radios also benefit by the addition of a desk microphone rather than a handheld mic found on mobile CB radios. These desk mics often came with additional features, and some were also power mics, which made them sound better and easier to use than the handheld mics they were usually supplied with. Some desk mics also allowed you to add echo or other sound effects to your transmitted signal. Most desk mics also have the feature to lock the push-to-talk button, so you could talk without having to hold the key down, making them much more comfortable to use when sat at a desk or table, such as you would when at home. The other big difference with using a CB radio from home rather than from your car is the different antenna that could be used. The larger half-wave or 3/8 wave antennas could be used, which could generally also provide better range than their mobile alternatives, which were obviously much smaller and closer to the ground, which reduced the possible range achievable over the home-based CB antennas that are available even today. These home-based setups, whilst better suited to work in a building and generally more comfortable to use from an armchair or kitchen chair, were normally more expensive than a mobile CB radio, especially when considering the additional cost of a desk mic and larger antenna mast and other bits and bobs required to set up a good home-based CB radio. The additional features, additional comfort of use and better range did make them popular amongst CB radio users who could afford them, and the few that I saw in people's homes during the height of the CB radio craze in the early 80s did look pretty cool. And a lot of CB radio users I knew back then that couldn't justify the additional expense of a home-based setup looked on in envy at those who could afford to make the investment in a good quality home-based rig. Although a home-based radio would have been the ideal solution for many, there were many CB radio users who worked the channels from home using a CB radio designed to work in a car. The only real difference being that you needed an additional power supply to run a 12 volt CB radio from your main supply. For most CB radio users working from home, this is still the most common way to get on the air when at home. Even with a CB radio designed to be used in a car, there is still the option to buy and use an aftermarket desk mic, which some people still do, especially considering that you are most likely to use the rig for longer periods than when driving. The real limitation with using a CB radio from home is that if you're in a poor reception area, you don't have the option of driving off to a better location and therefore better reception. This means for most people looking to use a CB radio from home, the size, position and installation of the home-based antenna is much more important to ensure the best possible range. The only real option if signals are still poor when using your home-based CB radio is to add a CB radio amplifier or burner to add additional power to your signal. Although this would improve your transmitted signal, it would do little for the reception of your CB radio if you're in a bad location for radio signals. In the days before digital TV signals, The addition of high power amplifiers could play havoc with your neighbour's TV signals, as this could create interference on their televisions when planning to watch their favourite TV shows. Considering that the CB radios used to be most heavily used at the weekend, and especially on a Saturday night, it used to be a fairly common complaint that people couldn't enjoy their Saturday night TV because of those bloody CB radios in the local area pushing more power than they really should be. In the 21st century, there are CB radios available that, with the addition of SSB, can legally produce more power than their 80s predecessors, and these types of radios do tend to be used as home-based radios rather than mobile. There also tends to be more knowledge among the users of these sideband radios about the best way to set up a CB radio antenna to get the best reception, although nowadays there are other problems faced by radio users because of interference from electrical equipment in a close vicinity, and especially from home Wi-Fi and broadband setups, which are a relatively new feature in most modern households these days. Whilst the older, larger home-based CB radios are no longer produced, there are many suitable modern CB radios that work just as well as home-based rigs as they do mobile. And with the additional power offered by SSB, using a CB radio at home can be just as much fun as it used to be back in the 80s.
Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and as a thank you to you, particularly if you're new to CB radio or returning to it after many years, I've put together a free information series called The Beginner's Guide to CB Radio, which I'm sharing with all of my subscribers. To find out more, click the link in the top right corner now.